can dig it. Alright. Welcome back. Last time we met, we were getting you all supplied out, buying various magical trinkets and items with your legitimately gotten gains, and now you are planning to head to Ironslag to fight the fire giant Duke Zalto.
Right.
Yes. And I'll fight the fire giants with the strength of a fire giant.
Got a fancy belt.
Sure
Fancy
did.
belt, fancy sword, same old noodle arms.
Does that mean that you can also
Same
throw
old nat
rocks?
ones.
Yeah.
I don't believe he gets that power,
Wait,
unfortunately.
I didn't
but
hear. What'd you say?
if you could throw rocks,
Um,
I mean, you're good at it. But
depends the size of the rock.
so, if I remember correctly, we were going to go to one of the citadels to see if they could smelt adamantium or adamantine for Shell, and then go to Ironslag, especially since it's on the way.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Okay, doke. Which one do you want to go to?
Well, I mean, Felbar's on the way, actually, whereas Adbar would have a pretty big deviation.
Bit of a detour.
And it's just closer, so we could always go to both. So,
Felbar?
yes.
Belbar it is.
Okie dokie. So
Actually,
from
where on the map is
Everlund to Citadel
Felbar?
Felbar, straight shot. It'd take you about 2.5 days. It is nice to travel by sky. It seems that very few things can attack you from there unawares.
Like this dragon in 5 minutes.
Belgalos, he says hello.
Yeah. And goodbye.
He repulsion breasts the deck. No, but really.
Anyone else gonna take the obvious joke there? Or is gonna skip over
I
it?
heard it. I'm not gonna run with it.
Alright, fine. We'll let
What
it
a
lie.
wonderful time it is to not have a curse.
Okay. So, as you approach Citadel Felbar, you notice 100-foot-high cliffs on both sides of an elevated road, and before you stands 2 enormous gates. Cultist leader will lower the rope and say, well, considering Felbar is an underground city, I hardly think we can help you here.
Fair enough. I'll climb down.
I'll follow suit.
Same.
I'll follow too. I didn't think it was necessary to say, but
I ho.
Alright, so...
I'm just reading more about Felbar.
okay. So it wasn't waiting on me. I'll go back to my nuggets.
So, do you think we have to knock on the door or something?
No, the gate is manned with a full battalion of dwarven warriors clad in
Yikes.
Oh,
various
good.
plate and scale mail armors. The one that looks like the leader of the group, as he has a shinier helmet, will hail and say, "What business do you have coming to Citadel Felbar?"
we seek the facilities ample enough to smelt some of this adamantite we have.
Do we have adamantite?
I will also, before he really states anything like that, I will pull out the note and say, we come from the what was it, the Lords of Everland?
Lords of Waterdeep.
Whichever, but...
The Harpers.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was signed by the Lords, wasn't it? That might be
It was
better
also
than the
signed by Lords of
Harpers.
Everland, yes.
But I will flourish the note and say, you always start off with what makes you come here, or what allows you to go somewhere, then you get into what you need from them.
Semantics.
Well, the dwarf captain will pick up the parchment and say, it looks genuine. Perhaps this is something that the Castellan should look after. He'll nod, and the gates will start to open very slowly as they are gigantic in size. After about 2 minutes, the gates will fully swing open, and the dwarf captain says an escort will be provided as you travel through here. Please follow us.
Thank you.
Oh no, it's gonna be a cloud giant Castellan.
Well, you will enter.
You again.
You enter the Citadel, and it's definitely seen better days. There's all obvious signs of battle, but it's not very fresh, right? Like the stonework is still destroyed, but there isn't any blood or bodies. It seems that the garrison at Felbar could be better staffed, but they seem to be holding on. Some heads turn to see the strangers who come in, but most of them stand at their posts. Whoever is not standing watch is busy repairing gear, sharpening axe blades, and kind of being busy with the minutiae of being a guard in a citadel. Eventually, escort will take you past the first walls into the city proper and to a small stone building that stands on the kind of like the inner ring of this city. An old dwarf with a gray beard, very long hair, and robe-like appearance with an iron chain coming across his shoulders will stagger up and stand and say, long has it been since visitors came to Felbar? What is your business here?"
We have a few purposes here, and I'll provide the note first off. The most pressing is we plan to assault the fire giant stronghold in Ironslag, and any aid we could get, whether material or information, would be helpful.
Now, why would you go and do that?
We need something. Something they have.
What is your... Let's see. Rolls first.
What is your quest?
It isn't to seek the Holy Grail, but it's more like a
Ooh.
conch.
Seek the holy giant.
The dwarf's sharp eyes, betraying a bit of hidden youth, will pierce through you as he says,
Ow.
"Certainly you could tell me a little more about what exactly you're looking for. It's not often that we see a bunch of outsiders with a suicide quest to go and retrieve something from the fire giants."
Hold, please. I kind of separate out and talk to the party. How much do we want to tell this guy?
I mean, technically we are on a suicide mission at the moment.
We survived cloud giants. Fire giants are below them on the ordning.
You survived cloud giants. I got my ass kicked.
By a dragon.
You're here, aren't you?
Huh? Tell him I don't have any particular predilections. Oh, that's not a word.
I'm not sure
someone with
why
10
exactly do we
uses.
need to be so close-chested?
Because we learned that... do you want just anyone to know how to get to the Storm King's castle?
The Countess
don't need to tell
was
that.
pretty worried
We'll
about
see.
the conches.
Weren't they building something? Can't we tell them that we were off to destroy whatever terrible thing they were building?
I mean, that's
That
probably
works.
good information, yeah. But what was the thing called again? I always forget.
It's called the
lad...
Vonadod.
Vonadod, okay.
Supposedly some sort of a titan.
Bring up that. We've received information that is pretty well, from a good source suggesting that they were assaulting towns in the area to gather materials, I guess. It seemed like they grabbed something from
That definitely looks like
What
they were
you
grabbing
saw they
parts.
grabbed looked like a giant iron ring.
Okay, so that might be something different, unless it's part of the Vonadod.
Could be.
Maybe it's part of its, equipment, but...
Maybe
Well,
it's
we'll
a
tell
bug.
them they seem to be trying to rebuild an ancient titan, and I'll name drop the Vonadod to him.
Vonadod. That's an old children's tale. I wouldn't put much stock into it. But as he looks at you, he says, "But perhaps maybe the group wouldn't decide to willingly throw themselves into death if they didn't believe a little bit about that whole fairy tale."
You know, my parents used to tell me giants were a fairy tale too, but here we are.
Late is the hour, and Felbard certainly does need allies. Let's say I believe you, and you have merit. What exactly do you want from us?
Anything you could spare that you feel would be necessary, but really just information about what kind of fortifications they have. We know that they have a town underneath some goat farmers, kind of nomads in the hills.
Yes, the Yak folk have certainly been interesting, but our reports have said that they're no certain number and they're no threat to us, so we've been trying to leave them alone and are happy to leave them alone as long as they do the same to us.
And then anything besides that would just be materials for the assault. Any supplies or things you think would be of assistance.
Oh yeah, I also heard that your guys' forges might be able to forge crossbow bolts made of adamantine.
There his eyes and say, well, perhaps, but adamantine is a scarce resource here. We wouldn't just willingly give it away to people we've only just met.
Oh, don't
Of
worry,
course
we
not.
wouldn't need to give any away.
What do you propose?
Well, we happen to have quite a bit on us. Now, don't.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
From what?
We still have the
Spears.
3 platinum
Those are-
bracelets, the
Those are
diamond.
mithril.
Oh.
No, yeah, the spears were
And the
mithril,
gold
not
plated-
He was making it sound like we were going to melt down our own adamantine. We do have money. I will
We
not
have
argue
money?
that. Well, solid funds, but
Oh right, you all contribute a portion of your.
I mean, we could
funds.
also use one more of those mithril spears.
I don't really know the exchange rate of mithril to adamantine.
I'm fairly sure a giant-sized spear might be enough for at least 10 bolts.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
I'll pull out one of the mithril spears. And how wide open is this area?
Not very open. It's kind of just an administrative building where guests and travelers register themselves for the first time.
So it probably wouldn't be good to make this a giant-sized spear.
Probably not.
Well, I'll inform him that this we have a good amount of mithril that we could trade, or along with some funds that might be able to help with making these crossbow bolts.
That just looks like an ordinary human-sized spear to me. But say that you are willing to have the means and funds to purchase it. It's not a matter of availability, it's a matter of trust. Adamantine is incredibly hard to mine, and to forge it is even more difficult. I'd say we'd have to do something for us before you'd willingly trade with it with you.
Such as?
It's not my call. Would have to arrange an audience with the king and the queen.
I am so not the person to talk to a king and queen. Mateus, you got this?
I mean, I'll do it for you, but you can't expect my A game.
Don't worry. I mean, the worst that could happen is we get killed by dwarves.
Sure, let's go with that. I'll say, I mean, that sounds like it would take quite some time to get scheduled. Is there any way to do so, or would we be intruding on their time?
As it happens, they're having there is a time when the king and queen come hold a court where fellow dwarves ask for aid and report upon the state of the citadel to them. I guess I could slot you in today.
Now, I just want to make sure we won't be committing some grave faux pas by not being dwarves and attending this court, right?
I will introduce you.
Okay. As long as you don't introduce us and all of a sudden we hear gasps and murmurs about how this is quite unorthodox. I've seen this happen many times before.
Certainly is unorthodox, but perhaps you need to understand what we're going through.
That would be helpful to know, yes.
What do you know about Felbar's previous king, Emerus Warcrown?
Let me check my
History.
memory hole.
Nothing. Literally
Shall
nothing.
you blurt out, I don't even believe he was a dwarf.
Oh, wow.
Creek, please use your muscular noodly arms to apprehend Shal before he
With some
offends
sort of
the
crowd.
Castellan.
I'm a
He was
nature,
the
I'm a
biggest of
nature
dwarfs.
boy. I don't even think a history is applicable for me.
Well, I'm telling you to grab him.
Oh
I'm
no,
not
I'll
saying.
do that, no problem.
Deus, you
I'm
know
good at grabbing.
only the name Emerus Workcrown as the Hero King of Felbar, who
Well,
led
I'll
during
say.
the Glory Age.
He was the hero king.
The Castellan will nod and say yes, but he unfortunately died during the War of the Silver Marches. Ever since then, leadership of our citadel has fallen to his distant king, King Morin and Queen Tithmel, who rule as equals.
Was that kin or king?
Kin.
Okay, because I heard it fell to his
Yeah,
distant
same here.
king. Is there a hierarchy of kings?
So while they rule as best they can, they certainly have a legacy to live up to, and they may be ambitious enough to try and grab more out of you than you should probably agree to. And I'll only say that as he leads you across to the keep. And at the keep, there is a procession of dwarves, several of them dressed in royal guard-looking armor. Several more in more homely clothes have formed a crowd around two dwarves, a man and a woman, sitting on two iron thrones. The Castellan will enter, and he says, "May I present allies?"
Ow.
The potential call to order and request for aid of the Citadel of Felbar, Teus and company, as he bows and motions for you to approach.
We will do so. Well, as far as, etiquette deigns when approaching royalty.
Dylan whispers, "It's customary to bow."
I make
I
sure to
would
bow as well.
assume so.
Beep boop, I do the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have a noble background. You'd think I'd just have it wedged in
You
there
have
by
a
heart.
dwarven
Got it
noble background.
memorized.
But yes,
It all
The Royals
it's all
will-
the same.
Rails will acknowledge your presence and say, "What business do several humans, or is that a demon?"
One human, two. Don't worry about it.
It's a tiefling.
Don't worry, I don't bite.
Well, what
Noodle
business
arms,
do you have
go.
with the Citadel?
We come bearing word, and what's the best word for it? Like, I'm not asking this, but it's like a recommendation, a referral. What would you call that note?
Patronage?
Just thinking the best word to describe it. But do I still have that note, or does the Castellan have it at this point? I assume he looked at it and returned it, but
Oh yeah, you have it.
okay. Well,
He gave it
I'm
to
not
you.
going to hand it to the king, but I'll kind of like take it out and motion to it, saying, "We come bearing word from the Lords of Everland and the Harpers as a referral. We plan to solve the fire giant menace that we believe is emanating from Ironslag in the Ice Spires, and we wish for a few things of aid."
Such as?
Well, in terms of material goods, access to purchasing adamantine would be of great assistance, as we have need of it. I kind of shoot a look at Shao, like, is this necessary, or do you just want it? Is it pretty?
It's more of it's very good to have something like have adamantine arrows.
Would arrows be best, or would like a hammer be
A
best?
hammer would be good too, but who here other than Creek can use a hammer that we can feasibly make magical? At least with the arrows,
But-
we have a means of making it a little bit more magical. Or it can puncture magic.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so the ability to purchase adamantine and just information about the inner workings of the stronghold, if you have that. I do not seek to ask too much.
They'll laugh and say, adamantine is a treasure among the dwarven kind. Sharing it would not come lightly. But perhaps you can help us with a matter of great importance to the Citadel and to the greater dwarf kind. We've received reports that dark elves have infiltrated the ancient city of Gauntlgrim, stolen something very special from us. It will be carried in some sort of an iron flask. Bring the flask to us, and we will certainly welcome you to trade with our adamantine.
Interesting. Do I know anything about Gauntlgrim?
Well, it was probably histories, but everybody knows that Gauntlgrim.
Oh no.
Gauntlgrim was once a
Wow.
magnificent dwarven stronghold
Trash
in the Empire
heap.
of Delzoon. You wouldn't know anything about treasure or secrets. You'll just have to take the king at his word that whatever he wants is inside a special iron flask.
What do we
Okay.
know about Drow?
Hey, dark elves.
I'm
You
sorry,
don't even know they're
dark
called drow. They may just be very tanned wood elves.
What do I know about Delves?
Delves.
Well, it was a season in Path of Exile.
I would imagine you know everything that's kind of stereotypical about Drow. They live in the Underdark.
Now, are we talking
Patriarchal
current drow or old
people.
drow, where they're literally Sharpie black? That wasn't a good phase of D&D.
Yeah. But anyway, the king will say that he's heard that the fire giants have some sort of an accord with the drow. To what end, he doesn't know, but it involves that flask.
You think that might be something that'll cause the adamantine titan to become alive again?
I mean, I'm sure it's something for it, but... So you say the dark elves took something... Are they en route, or do you believe they took it to Ironslag?
That, I'm not sure.
I see.
No, we know that the best lead to find these elves would certainly be within Ironslag. They must have some sort of a record or accord. Maybe giants, but they have a civilization.
Oh, I'll keep the information about eating trolls to myself, but...
Currently, our forces are far too weak to mount any kind of reconnaissance or attack on the area. So I would expressly recommend that you keep this quiet as possible.
Interesting, so you believe it would be an Ironslag, then?
Your best bet.
I believe we could do this, although... I'll kind of turn to Shao and say, I think we kind of mixed up the ends and the means here, considering we wanted the adamantine to get in, and we need to get in to get the adamantine.
Yeah, this will still help later on, I'm sure.
Okay, as long as that's okay with you.
Yep.
I believe we should be able to do this. We will scour Ironslag for this information, and then retrieve the flask.
Very good. Do you have any way up to the mountainside, or will you
Yes,
use
we
transportation?
have our own transportation. Thank you for the offer, though.
Well,
Oh,
I
for the
hope next we
concern.
meet- Yeah, I hope the next time we meet, it'll be with a flask in hand and open arms for us. Good hunting.
I was about to say you two, then I realized, Yes, and I will... I'm assuming, was I bowed the whole time, or did he, like, do the
No,
bid
the bow was
rise?
only, like one.
Yeah,
like,
well,
bow.
I'll bow again, and then slowly,
Yes.
flourish back and walk off.
Did he say he
Okay,
wanted to
well-
hug us when we come back?
Castellan will say, "Is there anything else that you need before you're on your way?"
Oh, I believe that would be it. Unless there's any supplies or general sundries. I think we're good on
We still have
food,
our
but
we still have rations. We have our
as long as we have those cold weather cloaks,
Yeah.
like the special ones, Iron
I
Slag is
would
close
like
to
pick
the.
up like a pickaxe, some pythons, some rope, stuff like that would help us just in case, because you never know in these situations.
Wondering, what does adamantine actually do?
Against structures, whenever you hit with it, the damage is critical.
Okay.
On top of that, it doesn't break, so it's nice to have, especially just even 10 arrows would be nice because I can always pick them up and not run out.
Well, the Castellan will say, we could probably spare you one set of climbing gear, but we are not really in the business of trade. That might be all we could spare you for now.
That's fine.
It's greatly appreciated.
Okey-doke. I assume then they were going to start the ascent.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, unless there's anything else we feel we need to go to.
Yeah.
Sure, we don't want to go to Bearun as well. Just get one last artifact before we go. It's the return of the barbarian horde.
This time, the barbarian is the horde, and I flex.
Okay.
Take
Another
his
2
belt
days
from
of
him.
travel.
You'll have to take it
Ass.
off first.
And you'll see.
Excuse me, this is a Christian stream.
You're the one who
Some of
wanted
that
to take
filth.
my
What am I
belt.
doing here?
Yes,
This kind
seriously.
of, guys, this is going to take a little
Sure.
description, so...
Got it.
Okay. What you're basically looking at is a mountainside. Okay? So at the foot of the mountainside, you see thousands and thousands of rough-hewn steps winding up to what looks like a village at the very top. At the village, you see crops, see what look like people kind of mulling about doing things that are too far away to observe. And at the village's center are a set of iron doors that seem to lead into the mountain. As
Okay.
you scan the area, your reconnaissance is suddenly interrupted by a scream.
Oh no, he didn't get captured again, did he?
Nah, this doesn't sound like Felgalos to you. Roll me perceptions as I'm taking you.
21.
7.
24. Finally.
And 6.
Shal, you can acutely sense that there is some sort of creature heading towards you. And then, as I get you into the map, we will go into initiatives.
Sure. Oh my god, actual combat.
Whoa, guys, we better stop here.
And I could if you wanted to.
Good god, no.
Make sure you fix up all your HPs.
Oh, yeah.
My HP. Ooh, yikes, I don't even have bars.
And I believe this is since we've leveled.
Our temp HP from your honeyed words is now 11, right?
Yes, it is 11.
Boom. Bars. Also, if this will clutter too much, you don't have to bother. But I think you pulled my my token from a different battleground because my nameplate isn't visible.
This is just a really old one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I keep thinking that I have DM controls because I've been DMing a lot myself, and I'm like, oh, I'll just go and change the visibility. Oh, right.
So what can you all see?
Just our airship and a few squares extra, like
The letter
up here.
The letter D.
I see. There's some dynamic lighting walls. So I'm going to
Yes.
remove those so you can see exactly what's coming for you.
The fog has cleared. Oh. Ball
What?
sack.
Oh my god, it's
What?
another airship! Look out!
It's so tiny.
It's coming right for you.
And it's flying sideways.
Okay. That is
What's the roll on the actual thing coming toward us?
Beastie.
Would that be Arcana?
Arcana.
Okay.
Oh, it's a lion! A flying lion!
Ooh, what's this?
Some sort of monstrosity. That's what Mateus says. But
We
anyway, you
can't
guys,
even name it.
initiatives.
Yes, that's the thing, isn't it? Have I collected my token? I have now. Boop. Yikes!
Don't you have advantage on your
Behold,
initiative
Oh yeah,
rolls,
I do.
Tom?
I keep forgetting that. Thank you for reminding me.
the dreaded Esquilax with the body of a rabbit
Man.
and the head of a rabbit.
Being real, this ain't much better, but okay, so that's not true. It is, in fact, 3 times better.
You and your math.
Okay.
So
Carry
we're
on.
on the ship, right?
I assume so.
We're all on
Uh,
the ship.
I'm guessing
Okay.
the tiny bit I can just barely see on the right is the second deck.
Yes, that's the underside. You can't only get there if you go down the stairs.
Yes, I think the entrance would be here on a ship usually.
Yeah. So the door would be about here.
Yeah. Okay.
But let me see. Shal has the first.
Also, they're a cult? I didn't know this. I thought they just really liked Clouth.
I'm gonna yell at that one cultist who always slaps my hand away. Now can I use the ballista?
You know how?
I'm a quick learner.
Okay, give it a shot.
All right.
Haha,
5, 10,
he's gonna
15.
kill us all.
Hmm. Can I even move the thing?
It would take a bonus to align it towards the target.
All right, I'll do that.
So pretty much
And-
full turn then?
Well, he still has an action.
I know, but like full turn to attack.
Yes.
Can I try to take aim and fire it?
Yes. Roll me d20 plus 2 at disadvantage.
Ooh.
Ah.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, you do fire the ballista, and the bolt goes way wide from the creature. And the guy who keeps slapping your hand goes, "This is why I do this."
Well, maybe if you let me before, I would have learned how to
Quick
use it.
question
No,
before.
you should learn to practice, but not in these moments.
Quick question before we're, beset upon by a flying dragon, lion, goat. How long does it take to reload those things?
It would take a cultist 1 full turn.
Okay, so not as bad as you'd think. I figured it'd be like several turn affair as they load a bolt in and pull the lever back.
Straight up Monster Hunter.
They can hold the sphere and insert it with an action, and then pull it back with a strength check bonus. Or
Oh, that's my turn.
loading it, I guess, would be the bonus, and then pulling it would be a strength check. Okay. The cultist leader says, "What would you like us to do?"
Does it
Can
go
fly-
against your gods to kill this thing?
Thing isn't even a dragon.
Okay, then that probably means no.
Quick question. Are these cannons?
No. Those are
Oh,
counterweights.
Okay, good. Just make it. See, I hard to tell, but just making sure.
Those would be very tiny cannons.
I know. That's why I wanted to make sure. All right.
Also, I didn't realize this thing had, skis. We should go water skiing.
Yeah, it's got like sled things.
I mean, do they have weapons of their own, crossbows or what have you?
No, they don't. They have scimitars.
Then
Okay.
probably evasive maneuvers might be good.
Or preparation for when it descends upon us. Because we don't know if it has any type of beams or breaths or cones.
Or bites.
I mean, I think it's fairly obvious it's going to get 3 bites. Maybe 2. I'm not sure if the goat would bite.
Ever seen a
I
goat
forget.
bite?
This whatever this creature is its tail normal or is it something else? I'm mixing up my mythological creatures in my head.
I'll give you a.
Well, really, can I see if its tail is as something different? I just don't remember if it was or not.
Not. It doesn't say.
Okay.
My opinion then, if it doesn't say, it doesn't look immediately dangerous.
Okay.
You see, it has the hindquarters of a goat, forequarters of a lion, leathery wings of a dragon, and the heads of all 3 creatures.
Okay. But yeah, in terms of what the cultists do, I think just prepare for when it,
Comes at
descends on us to try and
Ballista
murder
guy
us.
is going to load a ballista bolt.
That would be good, yes.
Able to pull back the enormous drawstring and set the ballista, and he says that you one more shot loaded. This one will move here. Leader will move here and take up defensive positions near the forge where the fire elemental is. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
We can, yes.
Yeah.
The center bit, right? Yeah.
The fire elemental?
It's just a flame, but
Yeah, it's in a kiln. So
yeah.
like you know that the fire elemental kind of powers this balloon.
Yes.
Okay, but now it will go. We'll swoop up right next to the deck and breathe fire.
God damn it.
15-foot cone.
15 foot?
15.
Oh. Which way are we going?
I believe
Presumably
that could catch
toward
all of you.
everyone.
It'd have to go a little bit to the side, because I think it's like a weird thing. Like, if it goes from there, it'll catch us 3. But if it goes this way, or... Oh, maybe not. Maybe if it's... I don't know how cones generate from 5e. I could... If this was Pathfinder, I could explain it easily, but 5e is a bit different, I think.
I'm imagining it hits this diagonal as
Yeah.
it reaches 15 feet. So... 15 feet.
So all 5 of us, I think.
Yeah, all 5 of you. Roll
Okay.
me. Doo-doo-doo.
Dexterity saves, I'd imagine.
Yes, dexterity saves.
No, I was hoping it'd be Constitution.
Yeah, I just sort of buckle down. Oh, I'm gonna get lots of fun. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Wow. All
Yeah.
going pretty well, except for Shao. He didn't get 20s.
Yeah, but I have resistance to fire.
Everyone, even the cultist, saves.
Oh, that's good
Each
to hear.
day.
Hit the deck.
No, the deck's on fire. I'm assuming it is.
15 damage. Fire
Ugh,
damage.
that could have been
7.
bad.
Yep.
Oh, the cultist dies.
Oh.
No.
Like straight up dead or dying?
Well, he's on the ground and on fire.
Okay, well, maybe
Breathing.
help him, but that's unfortunate to hear. See, if you guys had trusted me as your ally, I could have saved him with my words.
Trying to think about how. Kind of like. That's fire.
That shit's
Okay,
on
so
fire,
it's
yo.
actually going to be on fire? Like,
Yes.
Okay.
The hull has caught fire. And with the rest of its flight, it will kind of hover just above 20 feet above.
I'm guessing the ballista
20 feet
probably
above.
wouldn't be able to reach that angle, would it?
It can't go like that. It could be turned just enough so you could point it at the chimera. I mean, the thing.
All right.
oh
Thing you don't know
man.
was-
Oh,
Rati.
sorry. It's 20 feet above the deck, correct?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Roddy, it's your turn.
Okay, so this thing is 20 feet above us. There's
What
fire.
I'm wondering
everywhere.
is, Maradi, do you have a weapon out usually? Or do you do not have your
I
hands
don't
out?
have one out at the moment. I don't
Okay.
usually just sort of wield one in my hands like a savage.
I was just thinking, because it
I
came to
am
here
armed,
and
yes.
breathed and then flew away. You might have been able to stab at it, but
I don't have any kind of combat.
Also, he had.
reflexes.
This is the first round. He hadn't acted yet.
that doesn't matter.
Oh, is that not a thing? Oh,
No.
whatever.
But let me see. Do I have any kind of spells that would help with the fire? It doesn't seem to be the case, sadly. So can I actually like get a beat on the dragon here, or dragon? Not dragon. The thing.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. So where I'm standing, just everything's just completely on fire. If I stand here, I'm just gonna take more damage. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so gotta move 5, and then is this square below me inhabitable?
That is the kiln with the elemental in it.
Okay, so that is holding part of it.
I would say
Okay.
you could squeeze and then kind of occupy its space like that.
Okay, cool. And so am I able to? Is there like? It looks like we're on the deck, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just do a guiding bolt on this thing.
Lightning bolt, you said?
Guiding bolt.
Guiding
the
bolt.
third
Okay,
level.
yep, roll the hit.
That's a 9.
It is a 9.
Yep, that's probably gonna miss, isn't it?
That will miss.
Yep. And then I'll go ahead and give Bardic Inspiration to Shao.
Maybe
Anything
that'll
else?
help with the ballista.
Oh, it was the
Anything
one
else,
that kept
Creek?
slapping
Or
his
Marty?
hand that died, isn't it?
Oh, well, it's also my
Currently-
turn.
Currently screaming, yes.
All right. Just to make sure, the edge of the deck isn't that much higher than the rest of it, right?
No, it's only about 2 feet higher.
Okay. How tall is the kiln? Not tall enough. Never mind. I'm looking at the thingy. Cause 20 feet up is not where I want it to be.
Well, isn't that unfortunate for you?
Yeah, I kind of can't. Like, even with noodle arms, I can't quite reach it.
I mean, I could give you a taste of power.
You're gonna make him into a grape ape, aren't you?
We couldn't fit 2 grape apes on this thing.
No, what I will do though is I will pull out one of my last remaining javelins. I have 2 more to go, and I'm going to hurl a javelin at this thing.
Didn't you hurl 2?
I do have 2 attacks, don't I? 2 javelins it is.
Okay, roll to a hit.
Throw. I'm so used to the great sword, man. Actually, it doesn't really make that much of a difference here. Actually, it does if it decides to go in for the kill. I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
However, I will not use the rage ability because it's not in my aura. So, first throw, 24.
24 will hit.
All right, dealing 13 damage.
Hey, add 2 to that. You're
15.
raging.
Yeah, that's
Unless
right.
that's your raging touch. Oh, wait, no,
No,
right.
that's
You
not
just
my-
have
that's not my raging
7
touch.
strength. Oh, God.
Yeah,
Right.
plus 7,
God
dude.
damn.
Second javelin, 16.
Ooh.
16 will hit.
All right,
I
dealing.
think the biggest thing, who cares about the plus 7 to
13 damage.
damage? That plus 7 to hit is just
Yeah.
monstrous.
Yeah, that was a nat 6.
Yeah, I think you just kind of broke the AC curve on your knee.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's 13 after rage.
I got it.
Okay, and that's all my javelins, and that's all. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick step out of this here angry bat area. That'll do it for me.
Now, here's my question. Do each of its heads count as a separate target?
No, you cannot KS both 3 times on it.
Aw, fine. I was just imagining, like, whatever. Do I think... You hit on a 16, which means I probably should go against its AC. Do that, I think. Test out the water is on fire. I'll cast a Scorching Ray as a 2nd level spell, which, first off, no wild magic there. So here's the first one to hit. 27, so
That will
close to
hit.
critting. For 8 fire damage.
Okay. Seems to take the full amount of fire.
16.
Hit.
For 7 more.
Okay.
And then last one at a 23.
Yep.
I'll spend a sorcery point to re-roll the... To re-roll them both. Let's go big, or go home. We went big, so 11 damage there. So that's
was that
a
a
total...
sorcery point for each roll, or was it
No,
just...
it's a sorcery point to re-roll a number equal to my charisma modifier or less damage dice. So I just did both.
So there's really no reason not to just do both.
I take the lower version, yeah. So,
yeah, fair enough.
but yeah, so 11, 7, and 8, so 26 total fire damage.
How'd it do?
Seems to take full.
Does.
Excellent. And with the rest, I'll hide behind the kiln and be like, haha, don't eat me.
Gonna move to here, bonus action, try to hit this, try to move this thing to get it aligned, and then I'm gonna try to shoot it. Would I be able to make use my inspiration to get just a net 1 roll?
Huh?
Oh,
I
I
know
think he
what you
wants
mean.
to cancel
You don't
out
wanna
the
roll with
disadvantage.
Yeah.
All
So he
right,
just keeps
go
what
ahead.
he keeps
Use
what he
your
rolls.
inspiration to quickly figure out how to better aim this this ballista.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Oh,
Roll 20d20.
Yeah!
Oh my
Damn.
fucking god.
you just...
I think he
Man, you were,
obliterated
like,
it.
shut off my strength on that, and then you just pulled
Jeez.
it out, fuck out the
So that
side.
bolt flies this way, hits the goat head, hits the lion head, and then hits the dragon head and keeps going.
Was that
The
some
Chimera-
type of magic ballista bolt?
The Chimera will, or the thing, will just fall out of the sky, utterly
Oh my
obliterated.
Well, should we stay in initiative? Because the first thing I'm gonna do is try and drag that man out of the fire and hopefully stabilize him.
And over
No,
the
cultists
roaring
will
of the
beat you to that.
flames.
Oh,
The
okay.
leader will pick him up and drag him out, and then the other one will
Wait, I have honey for him.
pull out a scroll, and rain will fall.
Over the rain and the fire sizzling out, I'll say to Shao,
No one
I
was
would like to
shocked,
correct what I
right?
said earlier, the fire of battle is the perfect place to forge one's skills in a craft. Good work, Shao.
I want to marry this ballista.
Boy, howdy, was that inspired shot.
You know, if there was ever a time we couldn't kink shame, it's now. Go ahead and fuck that ballista. You earned it.
You get 575 XP from that encounter.
Ooh. Okay, 27747.5 plus 5 what?
500 even?
575.
575. 28322.5. So, did that seem to be a wild chimera just rushing us, or was that kind of like was that a wild creature rushing out to attack us, or was that a guard creature?
Who knows? It wasn't there long enough for us to get a good look at it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I
No
mean,
kidding.
well, let's keep going. From what you had described before, though, so thousands of steps, giant-sized or human-sized?
You know the worst part of all of
Human-sized,
this?
leading up to a giant iron gate.
That
And a
one
village.
cultist who keeps
And a
slapping my
village.
hand away didn't see me do that.
No.
Yeah, we'll just have to tell him the story. And by that, I mean we'll have to tell him the story about how I cracked the rod of power over my knee and it evaporated the thing.
But we'll pick this up on Monday, I guess, because
Sure, it's a good
close to
time, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just in time.
Way to trivialize that encounter, Shao. Good job.
No kidding.
I mean, it worked out pretty perfectly. That was very well done.
I was like, man, here I am with all this nice consistent damage. Meanwhile,
Thump.
Didn't
All
even
right.
need the bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah, you should have rolled that too. Just see how high you could have gone. All right. Good night, everyone.
So long, folks.